Azazel, Satan. The command to present 2 goats to Jehovah for a sin offering, Lev. 16:5, and to cast lots on them, one for Jehovah, the other for Azazel, verse 8, requires us to take Azazel as a spiritual personality, in contrast to Jehovah, who must be thought of as dwelling in the wilderness, the habitation of demons and impure beings, Matt 12:43, Luke 11:24, inasmuch as the goat devoted to Azazel is sent into the wilderness, Lev. 16:11-21. Thus he must belong to the kingdom of evil spirits, and that not as a subordinate demon, for he is here put in contrast to Jehovah, but can only be the ruler of the kingdom of the demons or their head, that evil spirit who is afterward called Satan. Manual of Biblical Archaeology apostrophe, Johann F. K. Kiel, Volume 2, p. 43. Azazel, another name for Satan. The use of the preposition implies it, that Azazel is a proper name. The same preposition is used on both lots, La Jehovah, La Azazel, and if the one indicates a person, it seems natural the other should, especially, considering the act of casting lots. If one is Jehovah, the other would seem for some other person or being, not one for Jehovah, and the other for the goat itself. What goes to confirm this is, that the most ancient paraphrases and translations treat Azazel as a proper name. The Chaldee paraphrase and the Targums of Onkelos and Jonathan would certainly have translated it if it was not a proper name, but they do not. The Septuagint, or oldest Greek version, renders it by detroro, mraloi, apopompeios, a word applied by the Greeks to a malign deity, sometimes appeased by sacrifices. Another confirmation is found in the Book of Enoch, where the name Azazel / evidently a corruption of Azazel, is given to one of the fallen angels, thus plainly showing what was the prevalent understanding of the Jews at that day. Still another evidence is found in the Arabic, where Azazel is employed as the name of the evil spirit. In addition to these, we have the evidence of the Jewish work Zohar, and of the Kabbalistic and rabbinical writers. They tell us that the following proverb was current among the Jews: on the Day of Atonement, a gift to Samael. Hence Moses Gerundinensis feels called to say that it is not a sacrifice, but only done because commanded by God. Another step in the evidence is when we find the same opinion passing from the Jewish to the early Christian church. Region was the most learned of the fathers, and on such a point as this, the meaning of a Hebrew word, his testimony is reliable. Says Region, he who is called in the Septuagint Sixthrorofxtreios, ho apopompeios, and in the Hebrew Azazel, is no other than the devil. Lastly, a circumstance is mentioned of the Emperor Julian, the apostate, that confirms the argument. He brought as an objection against the Bible, that Moses commanded a sacrifice to the evil spirit, an objection he never could have thought of, had not Azazel been generally regarded as a proper name. In view, then, of the difficulties attending any other meaning, and the accumulated evidence in favor of this, Hengstenberg affirms, with great confidence, that Azazel cannot be anything else but another name for Satan. Observations on Lev. 16-8, in Redeemer and Redeemed, an investigation of the atonement and of eternal judgment, Charles Beecher, pp. 67-68, Boston, Lee and Shepard, 1864. Azazel, a personal being. The meaning of Azazel is much disputed. It is, of course, a subject closely connected with the inquiry into the origin of the custom, of setting apart one goat for Azazel. It is at least certain that, as Azazel receives one goat while Jehovah, receives the other, both must be personal beings. Encyclopedia Biblica, a dictionary of the Bible, edited by the Reverend T. K. Chain, M.A., D, and T. Sutherland Black, M.A., LL.D., Art, Azazel, New York, The Macmillan Company, 1899. Azazel, a supernatural being, greater than the name of a supernatural being mentioned in connection with the ritual of the Day of Atonement, Leviticus 16. After Satan, for whom he was in some degree a preparation, Azazel enjoys the distinction of being the most mysterious extrahuman character in sacred literature. The Jewish Encyclopedia, Volume 2, Art, Azazel, p. 365, Azazel, representing the source of evil. Far from involving the recognition of Azazel as a deity, the sending of the goat was, as stated by Namanids, a symbolic expression of the idea that the people's sins and their evil consequences were to be sent back to the spirit of desolation and ruin, the source of all impurity. Id. p. 366. Azazel, a name for the devil. 8. Scapegoat. See different opinion in Bochart, Spencer, after the oldest opinions of the Hebrews and Christians, thinks Azazel is the name of the devil, and so Rosenmuller, whom see, the Syriac has as Ale, the angel, strong one, who revolted. The comprehensive commentary of the Holy Bible edited by Reverend William Jenks, D. Note on Lev. 16-8, p. 410. Brattleboro, V.T., Fessenden and Co., 1835. Azazel. In later times the word Azazel was by many Jews and also by Christian theologians, such as Regen, regarded as that Satan himself who had fallen away from God. The International Standard Bible Encyclopedia, edited by James Orr, M.A., D. T. Volume I, Art, Azazel, p. 343.